Trump-Walsh partnership enters a high-stakes test. A major political and economic storyline is unfolding in Washington as President Donald Trump and newly elevated Fed leader Kevin Walsh appear increasingly tied to the same outcome, whether the U.S. economy stabilizes without reigniting inflation. Trump's economic messaging was leaned heavily on restoring confidence, lower borrowing pressure, and stronger market sentiment, but Walsh now faces a difficult balancing act. Cut rates too aggressively, and inflation concerns could return. Stay cautious, and economic momentum could weaken. Iran opens new peace channel through Qatar. Fresh diplomatic momentum is emerging in the Middle East as senior Iranian envoys travel to Doha for talks with Qatar's leadership in an effort to move closer to a potential understanding with Washington. Officials familiar with discussions say negotiations are centered on reducing regional tensions, reopening strategic trade routes, and creating a pathway for broader security talks. Qatar has once again positioned itself as a key intermediary in one of the world's most sensitive geopolitical standoffs. Despite signs of progress, both sides are publicly lowering expectations and warning that difficult issues remain unresolved. Justice Department pushes forward on Trump ballroom project. The legal battle surrounding Trump president proposed White House ballroom project has intensified after the U.S. Justice Department moved to lift a court injunction that slowed construction. Federal officials argue that recently security concerns, including a shooting incident near White House grounds, highlight a need for expanded secure facilities and updated proactive infrastructure. Opponents, including preservation advocates, argue the project raises constitutional and historical preservation questions and should undergo greater public scrutiny. Trump defends grand ballroom vision amid economic pressure. President Trump is continuing to champion his vision for a major White House ballroom project, even as many Americans remain focused on rising living costs and economic uncertainty. The administration argues the project represents modernization, security upgrades, and a long-term investment in presidential infrastructure. Critics, however, say the repeated emphasis on high-profile construction projects risks appearing disconnected from concerns over affordability, energy prices, and household budgets. California chemical emergency eases after explosion fears fade. After days of concern and large-scale evacuations, California officials say an overheating industrial chemical tank is no longer considered an immediate risk of exploding. Emergency crews worked continuously to cool and stabilize the tank containing methacrylate, a highly flammable industrial chemical used in manufacturing. Authorities say pressure inside the tank appears to have eased.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.